How you doing? I'm Mark Binder. I'm the proud owner and CEO of a company called IMN Creative out here in Glendale, California. My company specializes in post-production. We are a full-service facility for motion picture, television, and 4D rides. We started working on a show that was called Community, a little show called Community on NBC. That ended up going for 6 years and soon to be a movie. I had the opportunity of working with J.J. Abrams on Star Trek, on the first Star Trek, on Super 8. And what I found, which was actually very refreshing, was his take on executing workflow was kind of like in a really kind of almost parallel universe with me. What I generally was seeing and still do see to a large extent is an inefficiency of still departmentalizing all the departments away from each other, when actually what we should be doing is bringing them into one single sandbox. So I built a facility to create what I call vertical, a vertical deployment of creation, where we have all the department heads, all the departments being able to play in one single sandbox and influence and engage one another as much or as less as they want.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome.
So I'm doing this interview in one of our mix stages. This is Dub A. It's Atmos equipped with a Christie 4K DCI compliant projector and a 4K screen. Room A is my Ferrari. Room B is my Porsche 911 Turbo. B has a 2K DCI compliant projector, still on the Icon tested but true technology of control surface, and is also Atmos installed. Our C stage, which is upstairs, which I will take prowess on, I do believe was the first Atmos music studio ever built, but can also pre-dub and mix up there as well. But its main purpose is to do music and sound design. In the upfront of IMN, we have quite a few editing suites. These editing suites are versatile enough, obviously, to do offline picture editing. They also do multi-channel sound editing. They can do color timing, as well as sound design suites or mixing themselves. That can be done in a click of a switch. Once you start moving down the hallway, you go into the ADR room, large enough to do good-sized groups, but comfortable enough not to be overwhelming to the single joyous actor that is going there rejigging his or her lines. So the crazy thing when I was building this facility was that it had some absolute requirements. First requirement was that it had to be vertical. I had to be able to integrate any room into any room instantly and without any fuss or muss to the user using that room. The other thing that is most important is to be able to take like-minded pieces of equipment and have them communicate and talk to one another. So here's the thing about Sonnet. Sonnet has been this company that has kind of taken a step back, seen what's out there, and honestly figured out how to integrate it all together in a very efficient and smart package. I love the Mac Pro. The only problem is expandability. We needed the horsepower of the newer CPU and graphics cards and Thunderbolt capabilities, but we needed a way of deploying our HDX cards for Pro Tools into the machine. So for the playback system, we use Sonnet Rack Mac Pros, each having 2 cylinders inside them. That system expands itself into the Echo Express 3R. That holds an HDX3 system for Avid Pro Tools. For our STEM machines, we have 4 XMac Pro servers. Those make it nice and tidy to obviously have a canister installed as well as 3 HDX cards. The one thing about Atmos is it has a large backbone. It is demanding on the amount of in and outs of track count that one needs. So The systems are based all around 3 HDX cards, and as soon as we can have more, we will. One of the cooler things that I think we came up with as a great solution was the XMac Mini server. This enclosure allowed us to install these minis, which are quite powerful little guys if you configure them correctly. With a single rack space unit, I'm able to have an HDX card, a Blackmagic card for video I/O, a computer, and the accessibility of Thunderbolt so I can run storage, another monitor, you name it. I mean, it's a very flexible platform in a small, compact space. I want to talk about the Sonnet Twin 10G Thunderbolt to 10 gig adapters. I built this place in mind with a 10 gig backbone. The whole thing was, how do we interconnect that into our systems with all the Macs coming with just 1 gig? Hence comes the Twin 10G, which allows us the flexibility of not only a single 10 gig, but a dual 10 gig link if we needed it. One downfall of all the technology that's out there is everybody is just trying to make it proprietary into themselves. What Sonnet did, this is the one company that has taken proprietariness out of all these other companies and figured out how to make them all play together. That's some pretty cool invention, and it's some pretty cool stuff. And they're also, they're pretty nice too.